Today begins year 2 in the St. Louis Cardinals franchise on MLB The Show 24. Thank you for all the support in year 1, but the fun is just beginning. Year 2 is really the start of a franchise for me. Now that we've made those first transactions, we have some new players to be excited about. Where does the series go from here? We were not all that active in the offseason, but did make a big move in bringing in Corbin Burnes to help solidify this rotation and to give us another veteran arm, who I think will still be good for a number of years. We brought in some bullpen arms, Michael Kopech in the Rule 5 draft, and free agent Matt Moore comes over as a proven lefty reliever. You won't see many changes in the lineup. The two notable ones are J.D. Davis brought in to be the DH. Davis can play third, he can play first, maybe a little bit of left field if there's an emergency. I think he's a good, well-rounded bat to add to our lineup. And then Tommy Edman is going to move to shortstop to begin the season, because I think that guys like Mason Wynn still need that AAA development, and we're going to try to make a lot of long-term oriented decisions early in this franchise. We're also going to be giving Hall of Fame another go. I've always liked Hall of Fame hitting, but pitching felt a little off in year 1 when I tried it. We went down to All-Star, but I'm going to try Hall of Fame again, beginning with some clips I have for you from spring training. Now, where does the young talent in this organization come into play? Because not a lot has changed from year 1 to year 2. I like our prospects. I don't want to rush them along, but I do think that there are a couple players you could see here in Season 2. We made a trade in the offseason to bring in Elvis Martinez, who was one of the top prospects with the Blue Jays. I wanted to target an infielder, and I love the opportunity for Martinez to eventually be a long-term starter here. He's already on the Major League roster. And then when it comes to Tink Hence, I will be adding him to the 40-man because next year he should be Rule 5 eligible. Once you are on an organization for 5 years, then you are Rule 5 eligible. So I wanted to see Hence in spring training. Even if I burn that first option right away, I'd like to get a look at him against that level of competition. So before we get to opening day, we have a little spring training to talk about. And we're going to start with our biggest addition for year 2, and that is starting pitcher Corbin Burnes, who is coming off a very strong year in Baltimore and also put together a few very strong years in Milwaukee. I could see Burnes easily becoming our best starting pitcher this year. He and Sonny Gray are a really good 1-2 punch atop this pitching staff. He's making $17 million a year with us, which is about 25% less than Sonny Gray is. I thought the contract we signed him to was a real bargain. He does allow the first 2 to reach here against Washington, but then a double play takes care of 2 outs. He would not allow the run to score, and we go into the second inning. Lane Thomas reaches out, weak contact to third base, and a clean play from Arenado. Here is the young Dylan Cruz, up-and-coming prospect with the Nationals. Count goes full, and Cruz is caught fishing on the slider. Burnes has a 5-pitch mix. He has a really well-rounded set of attributes. There really isn't a weakness with him. He's just a super well-rounded stud starting pitcher, could easily be this team's ace for a few years. He's on a 4-year deal, but a player option is available after year 3. I have a feeling he's going to end up declining that option and making this more of a 3-year contract. In this outing, he gave up 2 base runners early and basically shut down the Nationals thereafter. He only went 3 innings, but it was 3 rock-solid innings. And I thought that it was the first time Hall of Fame had actually felt pretty good in this game. But I also wanted to see Tink Hence and how prepared he could be for a major league opportunity this year. I never saw him starting at the majors this season, but let's take a look at him against the Houston Astros. Leading off is Jose Altuve, fishing at the slider under the strike zone, and then out of the zone with the curve. Hence throws a fastball as his best pitch. Yeah, I guess that was the first time I had struck out the first batter of a game. And then off that fastball, the slider and curve are his best secondaries. The changeup is definitely his fourth best pitch, and that's the pitch he uses to strike out Donovan Solano, who spent time with us in Season 1. Striking out the first two was really impressive. He gave us a 0 in the first, and then lost this at bat to Kyle Tucker after getting ahead in the count. Couldn't get him to chase. Then he gives up a ground ball up the middle, and they get the first out fine, but that is all. And there's a look at Tommy Edman, who I've been told was supposed to be a shortstop in the beginning, but then moved to the outfield. We're bringing him back where it all began. One on here in the second, and that's left over the plate and belted to the right center gap. Chas McCormick checks in with an RBI double. That's where I think Hence still needs some development. His control is only at a 50. He has good velocity, he does get good movement on his breaking stuff, but too often I find him leaving pitches well in the center of the plate where quality hitters are going to make him pay. So from this outing, I got to see that there was very good stuff. Like, he can get swings and misses, he can definitely hold his own against big league batters, but if he's going to be a starter and give us good 5 and 6 inning outings, I still think he's potentially a half year to a full year away. His ratings are mostly bunched into the low to mid 50s, looking at like hit per 9 and K per 9, and he's a 68 overall. So I never expected him to dominate the Astros lineup, but I got to see some good with the swings and misses. The slider looked like a good pitch. He threw it front door a couple times really nicely, but he's still going to need some time. But as long as we see the potential, then I think he is right on track. Ty France jams one into right field. Tough one to give up here. That does turn into the Astros' third run. And then Jeremy Pena. That is hung over the plate, and it's blasted to left. And that is extra bases. 1 run scores. They send home another runner, and the relay gets him at home at least. But Hence ends up allowing 4 in 4 innings. He would end spring training with 24 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts. I definitely want to see the strikeout numbers a little bit better, but it's a small sample size. 12 walks and a 4.7 ERA. I think we're going to have a pretty loaded AAA rotation this year. And Hence is likely the guy who would be the first up if there is an injury or something happens where we have to call up somebody. And now that he's on the 40-man roster, that would be pretty easy. If we send him down, the options used, we can then send him back up and back down as much as we want. Here is J.D. Davis. Solid numbers here in spring training. I just felt like this team could use another DH, a little more reliable hitter, and Davis has a good blend of contact and power. We ended up signing him to just a 1-year deal, so this might not be a long-term move for the series, but right now there's nobody else that I think fits that DH role well, and I wanted to give this team a chance to be competitive. I do think JD helps with that. Now, our Elvis Martinez, if I want him to start at AAA, I'll have to use that second option. That's where I think we're likely headed. To me, I could see him competing for more playing time next year, and I wanted the chance to add a quality prospect like him, develop him for a full year, and then see if there's a home for him next season. Nice double here down the left field line. Martinez plays third. He can also handle shortstop. He has a little bit above average speed, good contact power blend. The contacts are 51 and 58, powers 51 and 49. To me, he's still a year away as a hitter, but has a really high upside, and I think he can be a future starter for us. Maybe a platoon player as early as next year, and could be one of our options for replacing Arenado for the long haul. The last player I wanted to show you today, I signed a bunch of guys to contracts in the offseason to give them opportunities. This is Christian Pache. And I wasn't prepared for the Showtime opportunity. I don't think this was in the game last year for, like, franchise player lock. If it was, I didn't have it on. But Pache has actually hit the ball well in spring. He ended up with a .333 average, 11 hits and 51 trips. And the best thing about his game is what he can do in the field. Pache's got an outstanding arm. He is an elite level defender, but he's never been a quality major league hitter. He has a career 180 average, 298 slugging. He also doesn't hit righties all that well. So it's a long shot for him to contribute for long in this series, but I think his spring performance gave him a chance to make this roster. And with that, let's set that 26-man roster and get ready for opening day of Season 2. And here were the top spring training performers. J.D. Davis had 6 home runs, Nolan Gorman 5. Actually a fair bit of power on display from this lineup. Outfielders definitely shined with the bats. 6 of our top 7 players in terms of OPS were all in the outfield. They didn't all have a ton of at-bats, but it's cool to see. We had a few pitchers who did really well, only allowing a handful of runs throughout spring training. Good to see some good numbers from Matthew Liberatore. Kind of a key season for him. When you're in your mid-20s, you know, you can easily stall out here and plateau as a mid-60s player. Eventually, you got to take a leap. This is kind of a make-or-break year for Liberatore in my eyes. Then Giovanni Gallegos even did pretty well. Miles Michaelis. Michael Kopech had the highest ERA allowed with a 2.0 whip. Pretty concerning there. Corbin Burnes gave up 4 homers in 35 innings. Tink Hence gave up 4 in 24. Ryan Fernandez continued to look good here in spring training. That is awesome. Let's see if that success he had carries over. So, for our roster cuts then. Cooper Jerpy? I want to say that's how you would say this. He's going to go down to AAA. He's a C potential starting pitcher who could still have a bit of a future here with us. Tink Hence will be going to AAA, but I'm assuming he'll make plenty of appearances in the regular season. He'll get some more opportunities. Drew Rom is sent down. Don't have the room yet in the bullpen for Adam Kloffenstein. I made a lot of signings this year to try to boost the AAA team with guys who could develop into contributors. I know most of these guys are probably a long shot, but if we try often enough, we take enough swings, I think we'll eventually hit. Will Brennan's going to go down to AAA, and we're going to try to pass Joe Adell through waivers, because last year he was maybe the worst player in baseball. A 268 slugging, I just can't get that out of my mind. 116 strikeouts in 119 games. We'll see if he passes through waivers. Victor Scott began last year on the opening day roster, and I really wanted to see his hitting get more development, and I think he needs the time at AAA. The vision, discipline, clutch combo, I just don't think this is going to work at the majors, so we spend his second option. We're also sending down Forrest Wall and Michael Ciani. That gets us to 29. We need 3 more cuts. We're going to send Andre Palante down. He had a rough season last year. I want to see him maybe get a little bit better. I could see him coming back. Arelvis Martinez, the development I think is far too valuable to have him be on the bench here this season. That's 27. And the final cut will end up being Mason Wynn. I think he needs that same development that we're giving a couple other players. Last season just wasn't good for him to develop the offense. Some ratings even took a step back, and he was a negative 1.3 WAR player. That gets us to 26. We do have 9 relievers right now. It's more than I usually have, but I think this is an okay place for us to begin the year. And then our bench is small right now, but Joey Loperfido will make it as more of a utility guy. He can play a lot of spots. Ivan Herrera, the backup catcher, and Christian Pache is going to make the opening day roster for us. Now, I also need to assign our draft class. Where are these guys going to start? Norris Sullivan is somebody else you could see on the big league roster this year. He only has C potential. I believe it's like a 76. He might get a little better from here, but I do think that these hitting ratings can easily contribute. I'm going to start him at AA. We're also going to start Steve Castilla there. We're also going to get Benny Matsumoto at AA. I do still leave certain guys at single A where they're pretty much guaranteed to get a couple points of development and overall, but guys that I'm not sure can crack a starting lineup, and I'm not sure if they would actually play well enough to get their upgrades. Actually, I think Morris could probably hit pretty well at AA. Yeah, he's better than a lot of AA hitters. Let's give him a chance there. If he fails, we can send him back down to single A. And we're on to Season 2. It's March 2025, and we open against the Seattle Mariners. George Kirby versus Sonny Gray in opening day. We're not going to have Corbin Burnes there. I'll fix that. Then we get a couple home series. We take on a tour of the West Coast for a couple weeks. Get the Braves, the Rangers. A lot of good teams we're going to see here in the first month. I have already gone through to set the training for everybody and our new guys. I want Norris Sullivan to improve defensively. Maybe he could have a future starting if that gets to an okay spot. I'm trying to think, like, if he's a 71 and his potential's a 76, that's going to kind of possibly limit where I can develop his ratings. So it's like you could get him to 76, putting it all into the bat, which maybe is a good idea. Or you can get to closer to 76 by upgrading the defense. So I'm trying to go a little more well-rounded. All right, I don't know what just happened. I was messing with all sorts of stuff, and I don't know if when I moved a day, like it moved Liberator down, and I had like an extra shortstop on the big league roster, but now I have room for one more, I guess. All right, we should be good now. This is the lineup I want to roll out for opening day. We got Nootbaar and Donovan at the top, two guys who had 350 on bases last year. Then the middle of our order has some good bats with Arenado, Gorman, Wilson Contreras, J.D. Davis, Jordan Walker. We rounded out with Tommy Edman and Dylan Carlson. But there is now actually room for a backup infielder. The 36-year-old Whit Merrifield, I do think, would be a pretty good fit. I mean, he can play all sorts of spots. And I think early in the year, I'm interested in this move. It'll cost us about another $5.3 million to make it happen. So now on the bench, it's Pache Herrera, Merrifield, and Joey Loperfido, who can also play a bunch of spots. He was the Rule 5 pickup. But down at AAA then, we're going to have Victor Scott, Mason Wynn, Orelvis Martinez, and Thomas Sujazi as the main players to keep an eye on. These are all players that I think will help us at the bigs at some point or another. And then down at the AA level, Chris Rotondo leads off. There's Norris Sullivan. I'm really intrigued with him. And then you got Thomas Morse playing first base. And then you have some outfielders I also think could develop as C potential players. Juan Bean Cho, who's only 21 years old, already pretty developed as far as defender goes. And then Josh Baez. Here's the starting pitching rotation. Sonny Gray gets opening day for the second straight year in St. Louis. It'll be Tink Hence first for AAA, and then Dylan Lesko, Takoa Roby. Our top prospects are all here. And then, well, not all. You got Benny Matsumoto at AA. We go with McGreevy here. He's got the seniority. Then Steve Castilla, Benny Matsumoto, two of our best draft picks from last year. All right, I think with all that, it's time for opening day. I do have to waive a player, though, off of the 40-man roster. It's going to be Jeremy Rivas. Showtime, everybody. Year 2. Officially underway. Where do the Cardinals go from here after back-to-back seasons where they failed to reach 80 wins or make the playoffs? It's still very much a veteran roster. We haven't replaced everybody overnight, but we are starting to plan ahead for the future. We got a bunch of guys in the minor leagues to be excited about, but I do think we have a team this year that could very well compete for a division title. I like our lineup. Our rotation got stronger. I think we'll be better than we were a year ago. We're projected to go 88-74 and win this division. We'll see if we can meet expectations. Guys like Nolan Arenado still need to play like our best player, and you never know with guys in their mid-30s when the fall-off is going to happen. George Kirby is the opening day starter for Seattle. And the season is underway. Lars Nootbaar. Let me double check we're on Hall of Fame everything. We are. All right. Let's play some baseball, everybody. In there with the four-seamer, strike one. In play, and hit right to short. And quickly down is Nootbaar. Brendan Donovan will hit second in left field. I haven't decided yet how I really want this rotation to go, or the lineup at the top long term. Against lefties, I didn't want to have the same lineup with Nootbaar and Donovan, because why would I go two lefties in a row against lefty starters? So that's where I have it accelerate into the Arenado, Contreras, righty bats. But for now, we're going for the on base against, ooh, nice curve. We're going for those two high on base at the top, and then hopefully set the table for our power bats. That's down the middle. Got him at 98. Strike three. Nolan Arenado. Another year in St. Louis. Still has a few years on his deal. He didn't regress a ton last season, and we're hoping he can keep it under control again this year. 2-0. Now 3. Kirby doesn't walk many guys, though. He had a 5% walk rate in year 1 in the franchise. Not going to walk Nolan here. It's full. Ah, the slider. Been in front of those off speeds today. George Kirby with a 1-2-3 first. And we'll see if Sonny Gray can follow. Gray had a really good season for us last year. 3.05 ERA, 173 strikeouts. Still a couple years on his contract. And here's the former Red Sox, Jarren Duran. All right, let's see if we can actually enjoy and stick on Hall of Fame. And Duran lays down a first pitch bunt. You wait all winter to lay down a bunt? Get out of here. 0-1. Just off. Not where you want it, but count evened up now on Duran. Contreras wants us to go low fastball here. And it's lifted for Carlson, manning center. With Edman in the infield, now Carlson becomes an everyday starter to begin the season. Trying to be a little more careful here with the pitching. I guess all my muscle memory and habits from last year's game haven't fully carried over to this one with the same results. But Sonny Gray ahead of Alfonso Rivas. That's popped up. Arenado cannot get there. Got him on the sinker, a perfect pitch. And now the Mariners, face of the franchise, Julio Rodriguez. Coming off a 271 with an 882 OPS season, 21 homers, 54 RBIs. Ooh, that was a really good slurve on the outer corner. With 2 strikes. Just off the plate. And we got him on the slurve. Sonny strikes out 2. It's a scoreless first inning. Here's Nolan Gorman, who's had a couple good years now. One before our series, and of course, year 1. Got to speed up on that fastball. He has a lot of power at the second base position. And the count's full. Looking for that first base runner. Gorman, line drive, base hit. Not a bad first hit of the year. And now Wilson Contreras, an all-star in year 1. 23 homers, 74 ribbies, 752 OPS. Oh, that was... I had the count wrong in my head. That is strike 3 looking. 3 on the day for Kirby. And now the Cardinals debut for J.D. Davis on a 1-year, $7 million contract. Kirby doesn't seem to mess around too much with the fastball, kind of daring us to just hit it because he's throwing it over the middle. And it's lifted softly into center. And, oh, now I got the outs wrong. For some reason, I thought we had 2 outs. All right, it's opening day for me, too. Sonny Gray with an 0-2 count on Cal Raleigh. Not biting on the slurve. Got him there. Perfect cutter. That's a cool update they're giving us down below. They just said the Nationals had the most top 100 prospects with 7, and they valued that at $180 million. I'd never seen that valuation there before. That's pretty cool. Ooh, a nasty cutter from Sonny Gray. Haven't thrown too many curves yet. 2-2 will do it here. How do you take that? And it's just high. J.P. Crawford is the Mariners' first base runner. Luke Raley with 1 gone, and clipping the corner is Sonny Gray. Then we go top with the cutter. I flew across the country to see Raley. That is a dedicated Luke Raley fan, considering the Mariners just acquired him in the franchise last season. 1-2. You flew all the way to see him wave at the slurve. Strike 3. Jorge Polanco looks at one that grazes. Gray's got command. We can try to get cute around the edges. He's got good enough control. There we go. Making that strike zone feel a little bit larger. Polanco takes the closest one. Polanco for MVP. Where do y'all get these signs? Strike 3 on the cutter. And with that, we're top 3, still scoreless. Jordan Walker. He is going to be our everyday first baseman this year. Still might get him some outfield opportunities at some point, but it's where things fit best right now. Walker to center field, and caught. And now Tommy Edman, who I think can play pretty good defense at short, and we'll see how valuable of a hitter he appears this year. Don't think he was great last season. That was late, and it is just against the screen. 695 OPS for Tommy Edman last year. 2-1 off the plate. And he sends this fastball to center field. Rodriguez going back for the second out. And then Dylan Carlson, who came off the bench with limited success last year. This could really be a make or break year for him. He's got a chance to start, and we'll see if he holds on to it. Right field and down against the right field wall. Carlson into second base. Now wanting the 2-out knock with Lars Nootbaar. And quick 2 strikes. Signed Nootbaar to the extension in the offseason. I'm expecting him to be a cornerstone of the future. He cannot come through. Luis Urias. Sonny Gray with 2 good innings to this point. Again, strike 3 for Sonny Gray. He is cooking here on opening day. That is 6 strikeouts already. And he's only recorded 7 outs. And we're ahead of Dominic Canzone pretty quickly. He put it in play better than most of his teammates could do. And a 1-pitch grounder to Edman, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Really good job by these pitchers. Could be one of those 2-1 type of games. If someone can just hit a home run, it might be enough. Second trip for Nolan. Arenado to right field, and that can reach the wall. Can he leg this out, though? Definitely go back. Would have been close. 3 hits for the Cards. And now Nolan Gorman. Gorman skies one to opposite field. It has carry, but not nearly enough. And now it's skied from Contreras, and that looks to be a routine play as well. No problems for George Kirby. Sonny now throwing his 50th pitch, and it is fly to Newt Bar in right. Trying to go with these slurves away, and should have gotten a strike one there. Julio Rodriguez. There's the slurve. Sonny with another 2-2 count. We'll try to go inside. Oh! He swung! It's strike 3. That's how good Sonny Gray is. He can make you swing at something that's going to hit you. Wasn't even a curveball or anything. It was just fastball. Another strikeout. Now Cal Raleigh. I've been loving these cutters here. You know, I was reading a lot of the feedback about some of the pitches we can throw right on left, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, I should use the cutter a little bit more, and I have today. I know Sonny's got a better cutter than most. That's been a weapon. 2-2. Low. I'm going back to it then. Payoff pitch. It is swung on and missed. 4 scoreless for Sonny Gray. That's J.D. Davis here in the 5th. He has his first Cardinals hit. Now it's up to the bottom of the order to get him across. Have to let those sliders go. Walker last year, a .235 average, 15 homers, 56 RBIs. It wasn't quite as good as his rookie year, but the development still went in the right direction. And Walker clubbers one to deep center field. Gone, a 2-run shot, and finally we've got some scoring. The curveball up in the zone like that, been waiting for a pitch like that to turn on. 106 off the bat, 402 feet for Jordan Walker's first of the season. Another one up there, Edmonds under it, and a little too much. Playable for Julio. That's a bunt put down by Carlson. It traveled far, and he beats it out. I thought third baseman was playing a little too deep. And that's going to left field. Another hit for St. Louis. They've got 2 aboard. We've got some good bats coming up to try and get us at least one more. Brendan Donovan, 1 down. Kirby back in the zone with a fastball. So here in the 5th inning, finally getting through against Kirby. We've had 7 hits now in the game. Donovan just wide of first base. And there's action now in the Mariners bullpen. That's hooked into right and caught on a line. 2 down. And already back to Nolan Arenado. 2 aboard and fouled back fastball. Not hit sharply, but in center, it does not drop in. Rodriguez finishes the inning. Helps out Kirby after we figured him out there in the inning. We get 2 on the Walker homer. And now we see if Sonny can protect it. He's had to throw a fair amount of pitches here, 61 over 4 innings. But the Mariners still without a hit today. There we go, the slurve. Backhanded by Sonny. 1 down. He's trying to let y'all know who the ace of this team still is. This is pretty awesome. We've had some good Sonny Gray games. I think it means a little bit more now doing it on Hall of Fame. In on the hands with the cutter. He got to it. The cutter is probably my favorite pitch in all of baseball. Strike 3 on Luke Raley. Make it 9 strikeouts for Sonny Gray in 4 2/3. Two former Twins squaring off here in the 5th. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, that ended up on the opposite side of the plate. Probably one of his worst misses so far. Don't think he went. All right, that's off the kneecap. He puts Polanco away. Way out of the zone. Undisciplined swings from the Mariners today. Oh, Contreras just popped one to left center. And it's down on the warning track. He will be in with a 1-out double here in the 6th. 104 off the bat. Kirby trying to go 6, but that is going to end his day. He makes it 5 1/3, allowing 2, but responsible now for Contreras. And here's the bullpen. Gregory Santos. 73 innings pitched last year. Let's see if we can get our 3rd run across. JD will move him 90 feet. And he's already got 2 RBIs. Let's see if he can score all of our runs today. Jordan Walker. Big hopes for this guy. Walker line drive. Make it 3 RBIs. He's gotten 2 sliders elevated, and he's gotten 3 RBIs as a result. Walker takes off, swing and a miss from Edman, and out at second base. I thought he was in there, but that is the end of the top of the 6th. Mariners still looking for that first hit of the day. Luis Arias, couple hops to Edman, 1 gone. Man, it's like I got to keep double checking. We're on Hall of Fame, and I get asked about sliders often. I don't do sliders in MLB. I do the injuries sometimes in the trade, but yeah, I'm okay. Over the top. Well, the pitch was. Dominic Canzone. Not chasing the curve in the dirt. That's to Gorman. 2 gone. Jaron Duran, right field. Lars, no! Can't get it. Just out of his reach, and the no-hitter is broken up on opening day. The Mariners have their first hit. It's a double. Sonny Gray, 84 pitches in. I wasn't thinking he could go the full 9. But that is quite an exciting start to the year for him. We certainly want to finish the 6th, and I'll probably start getting some action here in the pen. I'm thinking we'll go with Kittredge and JoJo. 2 2. Inside out. Edman handling it in time. 6 shutout innings for Sonny Gray on opening day. And this is Tommy Edman back at shortstop with a fantastic play. A 2-hit day for Dylan Carlson, and now he gets to face a lefty where he's even better. Just kidding. Popped up for the catcher. And we go to our bullpen now with Andrew Kittredge, who was very solid last year. Hoping that he can do it all again, but you never know with relievers how they'll play from one year to the next.
What do you got?
Walker stops it. He recovers. Kittredge in time. Got a full count now to Cal Raleigh. Mariners desperate for a base runner. That one's not close. And the Mariners, looking for a chance, have a walk. Tapped it foul. 2 strikes on J.P. Crawford. There we go. Carlson coming in for it. Oh, what happened? Just dove at the wrong angle. Firing to third. It's not in time. Oh, my God. How did that happen? Can't even use the sun as an excuse. We're in Seattle. We're going to make a move, though, with JoJo Romero. Bring in the lefty. This is a pretty big at-bat here. 24% strikeout rate. Would love to see him open his season with one. Remember, Luke Raley's got some fans here. Ooh, that's a miss. Just off the plate, it's 3-1. Oh, this is a rough inning here. Romero to Raley. Full count. Biggest at-bat of the day here. I want slider again. Got him! What a pitch from JoJo Romero. 2 gone. It's up to Jorge Polanco. He will go to the right-handed side now. Really want to get just a nice soft grounder here. Oh, it nearly hit him. Urias on deck. I know he's historically done pretty good against lefties. Thank you for reaching at that one. It's full. Romero. Wow, he got to it. These have been some intense battles. 3-2. He lifts it to left center. Long run, Donovan. Got it. Inning over. Out of a jam. And we will pinch hit one of the newest Cardinals. It's Whit Merrifield. Got to get him into the mix here. He pinch hits for Donovan. He can play in left, or I can switch things up. Oh, why'd I swing at that? What a waste. That came in super slow, man. I was excited for that slider. Pounded to short. Ooh, had to recover, but Arenado's not beating that out. I'm pretty sure you could throw it to the wrong base, have an extra throw, and you'd still get him with 18 speed. Oh my, he has hammered this to opposite field. Nolan Gorman. 110 off the bat. And 416 feet later, it is 4-0 St. Louis. What a start, everybody. 2 homers on opening day for our Redbirds. And how about a base hit for Wilson Contreras? You guys got to stop throwing sliders. Opposite field, staying with it, and inning over. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning with a 4-0 lead thanks to Nolan Gorman. And coming out of the pen now is going to be Ryan Fernandez. Last season, I thought he was really strong, and can't wait to see if he develops into a long-term bullpen arm for us. Shutout still intact. Let's see if we can keep it that way. Weekly hit to Gorman. A bunt popped up. Contreras on a hop. Got him. No. Challenge that. Challenge that. I know he's out. Show me the footage. He is out. 2 gone. That was a sick play from Contreras. Another bunt! You guys are crazy! Arenado finishes the 8th. These are desperate measures by a desperate team. To be in this shape on opening day, the Mariners are not in a good spot. Carlson pops up a fastball, and it's a 1-2-3 top half of the 9th. Just the home half now as we look to complete an opening day shutout. Here is Giovanni Gallegos. He'll face the 2-3-4 hitters for Seattle in what's been a very disappointing opening day at the ballpark. Oh, big swing. Got him, strike 3. I can't believe that I'm on the same difficulty that seemed way off back in the first games of year 1. Julio Rodriguez. Come on, give me that. There you go. We can try inside. Got him! Strike 3 on Julio, and the Mariners are down to their last out in the form of Cal Raleigh. And the count's 3-0. Mariners haven't gotten many base runners, but they've gotten a few via walk. And that brings up J.P. Crawford. Shout out to the Cardinals fan who's got front row seats here behind home plate, just standing in front of everyone's view with the Cards up 4-0 and now 1 strike away. How about that for an opening day, folks? I think it speaks for itself. A dominant day start to finish. George Kirby and Sonny Gray were about even through 4 innings. Then our offense broke through. Their offense never did. Jordan Walker got us started with that 2-run blast. He would come through again later with an RBI single. And I was really impressed with our pitching today. The Mariners just could not even make solid contact most of the game. Sonny Gray, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 walk in 6 innings. He is your player of the game. And that is only a taste of what's to come here in Season 2. There'll be a lot more coming your way here this week. I got a plan for how I want this season to unfold content-wise. Thank you all for watching today's episode. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Would love to see your feedback as well. Thank you for the support. I gotta go. Back with more later. Have a great day.